Hi, I'm Travis, and today I want to show you a few wild plants that are really good deer forage. So, um, first off, we have this is red clover right here. It's a very common plant in most areas, and it's really good a deer forage species. A lot of people actually use it for food plots. And then just right over here we have this is actually white clover. Usually doesn't get quite as big as red clover, but there's different varieties, and this is one of the most common species planted for food plots, but they grow wild in most areas too, so you don't even necessarily have to plant the seed, or at least buy special seeds from a store or wherever. Let's see what else we can find here. Okay, here we have, this is lamb's quarters right here. And this is actually, another name for it is wild spinach, because it tastes a lot like spinach, and it's actually a really good wild edible for people to eat, but the deer also really like it. Another name for it is goosefoot. I don't know if you can tell, but the leaf kind of looks like a goosefoot. Let's see, and then here is this is another really good deer food. This is prickly lettuce. See here, a lot of the plants in the lettuce family are preferred foods for deer. And this is also pretty common in most of the US. Okay, what else do we got here? Yeah, this whole area was a kind of like a pig pen for a while. You can see there, that's where they usually stayed, in that fence, but they got out into this area too a little bit, and it's kind of like a early successional habitat because they rooted up the ground a lot and disturbed the soil. Now a lot of these what people would call weeds are growing up, and a lot of them are excellent deer food. Yeah, here's some more lamb's quarters right here. This is actually lamb's quarters, but it looks a little bit different. That one's going to seed there, or I mean getting ready to flower. Here's another prickly lettuce growing back here. That one's a pretty big one. Okay, here we go. This is what I was looking for. Okay, this plant right here is kind of a spindly example, but that is common ragweed, and that is one of the most preferred deer foods out there, especially in the spring and summer when it's a lot of green growth. Ragweed is actually one of the best deer foods. Here's another one. There's another little lamb's quarters there. Yeah, so in the spring and the summer, deer are mostly eating forbs and sometimes some browse species like shrubs and trees and stuff. But mostly forbs, and a lot of these really early successional species that colonize after a disturbance. Like here's another prickly lettuce. A lot of them are some of the best deer foods. And instead of planting a food plot with seeds you buy from the store, you can pretty much just till up an area of soil, and a lot of these will grow naturally. There's another ragweed. But yeah, if this was all growing out in the open, you'd see a lot of them would be eaten by deer because it's just one of their preferred food sources, and right here. Oh, there's a lot of ragweed right in here. There's some more white clover over here. Yeah, but if you just tilled up your land and seawater grew back, you could selectively pick out all the weeds that were not good deer food and leave all these, and you might even plant some seeds of other stuff that you don't have. But a lot of food plots are a ton of work. You gotta spray pesticides and fertilizer, till them up, and a lot of the time if you just use what nature has already there, you can provide just as good of a food source without all that extra work. The only thing you'd have to do is pull out or selectively spray the non-palatable species for the deer. But just thought I'd do a little walkthrough. I just noticed a lot of species back here that the deer like to eat, so there you go.